Hello, my name is Samir, and in this video I'll be explaining the process of water transport in plants. This process starts off in the roots of all plants as it has higher water potential than its leaves. Each root has root hairs which are tiny outgrowths of the root's epidermal cells, located right here. These root hairs absorb water in the soil and transport it throughout the plant. Once the root is full of water, two forces move the water upwards in the plant, and these are called the root pressure push and transpiration pull. One of the forces that help push water up the xylem is called the root pressure push. This process is usually done at night and uses ATP energy to pull in nutrients into the root's epidermal cells, then into the channels of the root, which lead it to the xylem. Water is then brought into the xylem through osmosis. Osmosis is a process of diffusion which basically the water goes through a permeable membrane and into its intended location. In this case, the permeable membrane is the endodermis, which is a layer of cells that surrounds the vascular tissue, and the intended location is the xylem. Once the water gets into the xylem, movement of water builds up a root pressure which pushes both the water and the nutrients upwards into the plant. The second and more prominent force is called the transpiration pull. This force is opposite to the root pressure since it pulls the water from the leaves instead of pushing it from the bottom of the roots. This force is greater during the day as plants tend to transpire more, which leads to evaporation of water from the leaves. Due to this loss of water, the leaves require more water, and the transpiration pull force can bring the water to it through the xylem. Transpiration can occur due to two properties of water, and these are called cohesion and adhesion. Here, cohesion is the attraction of the positive hydrogen atom to the negative oxygen atom of another water molecule. This leads the water to connect with each other in a process called hydrogen bonding. The second property of water is adhesion. Adhesion is the attraction of water molecules to the walls of the xylem, like so. Together, both of these forces assist in bringing water in a straight, continuous line up the xylem so it can get to the leaves. Although transpiration helps in cooling the plant, if the rate of transpiration is greater than the rate of water delivery, the leaves will start to wilt and the plant will eventually die. However, plants have stomata which help in regulating water loss. During the day, the stomata is open due to the guard cells that control it. During this time, transpiration occurs, water gets evaporated, and other gases can enter and exit. However, during the night, the guard cells close up the stomata so that nothing can escape or nothing can enter. This helps in regulating water loss so that the plant does not die if the rate of transpiration is greater than the rate of water delivery. An example of water transport in plants was during an experiment that we did in our biology classroom. In this experiment, we placed two celery stalks inside two glass beakers. One of the glass beakers had water which had blue dye in it, and the other one was water that had purple dye in it. After leaving it for about a day, or 24 hours inside these beakers, we started to notice that the once light green color started turning into hints of purple and hints of blue, depending on the beaker it was in. In the blue beaker, we could notice that the cross section of the celery had small blue dots on the edge. This indicated that the water went up to the xylem, and same goes with the purple one. The process of transpiration is clearly evident in these celery stalks that we tested. The bottom of the stalk, since it was submerged in water for 24 hours, this allowed the water to transport up the stalk and through the xylem. Due to the celery having no roots when we placed it in the water got into the celery through osmosis, as I explained in the earlier clip. Due to cohesion, which is the molecular force between water molecules, and adhesion, which is the attraction of water molecules to the xylem surface, the water was easily transported. This water then transpired through the stomata, which are the pores on the leaves, as the guard cells opened up. Due to the guard cells opening up and the water leaving its dyed residue, we could see that The water exited through the leaves, since the leaves had hints of purple and hints of blue. Therefore, the process of transpiration is clearly justified in this experiment. In conclusion, transpiration is an extremely beneficial process which ensures the survival of plants. The process starts off in the root hair, which takes the water molecules to the xylem through diffusion. From there, the water engages in cohesion and adhesion, which helps it go in a continuous line up the tree or the plant. There, the water transpires and evaporates, exiting through the stoma, restarting the whole process of transpiration and always cooling the plant. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it was beneficial to your learning of transpiration in plants.